Good morning. Well, I say good morning. It's now 11:15 at the time of recording this here in the UK. So it's nearly the afternoon. And I've been up for quite some hours, so I feel like it's the evening almost. But anyway, I wanted to share this video with you. If you're watching this live on the Visibility Vibes Tribe. But if you're watching this back on the replay, you might even see it on my YouTube channel. So if you have never seen my YouTube channel, maybe you come off Facebook for a bit and come back on and you don't want to have to come into Facebook, then go over, subscribe. I'll put the link below, or just Google Jenny Kovacs Visibility and my YouTube channel will show up there. I'd love you to subscribe and you can get little snippets of information and things that I share there too. But anyway, I wanted this to be a moment of uplift because I've been reflecting on a couple of things. Now, later on today, I'm going to be delivering a corporate training. It's a very short corporate training, literally 45 minutes. And within doing that, yesterday hosting the penultimate call of my mastermind group. So in what I shared there, and in reflecting on my own life. Now, we all know the best reflections come in the shower, don't they? You know? Your mind's blank, you're not really thinking about anything specifically, and all these ideas and thoughts flood in. And one of the things that I really wanted to share with you, which I feel is a moment of uplift, is on the flip side of that. What happens if you're wanting to be more seen, wanting the confidence to do something, maybe to be more visible, put yourself out there? It could be that you're looking for a promotion at work. It could be in current times you're looking for a slight career change. It could even be that you've got your business and you're really wanting to get your business out there. It's like you feel it. Breathe that in. You feel it. You know that now's the time for you to do it. But there's something that stops you, something that pauses you. And sometimes you'll know what it is or where it comes from, and other times you won't. So I wanted to share this moment of uplift with you, because I know that sometimes there's an illusion that you only share great stuff on social media. The other illusion is only share positive stuff, no negative vibes. And that's not true. Life does this for many of us sometimes. So a moment of uplift are around the words of kind of having what you want, going for what you want, living the life that you want, that you actually want, not that somebody else wants for you, the life that you want. And in order to do that, there are normally three things that we look to do. There's a need, there's a want, sometimes there's a desire. The need could be as simple as putting food on the table, paying the bills and the mortgage. It could be a need to feel like what you're doing in your business is kind of almost validating, is something that people want. It could also be a need to have a different type of lifestyle. So, some people come out of the corporate thing and do the self-employed thing because they basically don't want any more of the corporate life. And that's fine. Yeah, none of this is right or wrong, good or bad. It's different for all of us. So, a need is something that we find a necessity. And this is the important place to start. It's a necessity of whatever you want. I can't come along and say, that's not a need, that's not a proper need. It's not my place or my job to do that. So think about the things that you need. And if you've got pen and paper to hand, just scribble it down. If you've got a journal or something that you write in, I've got various journal, diary, and notebooks. Of course, I love stationery. So what is it that you need? Allow yourself to go for what you need, because this is the bit that I think sometimes gets misconstrued, which is why I think this is a moment of uplift. Sorry, there's someone walking outside the window, so I'm kind of getting distracted by them. Often, we make bad our needs. We make bad the things that we really want because we feel like we should be in a quote-unquote high vibration. High vibration is about being able to see the things that we want, the needs that we want, and doing something that gets us to working towards, having those things. It's as simple as that. It's not a bad thing. It's not a negative thing. It's not something you need to eradicate. So if there's something that you need and you acknowledge it and you write it down, it will come to pass. And in business, one of the most common things that I hear from people is, I could do with a few more clients. I'd like a few more clients. Well, hell, sometimes we need a few more clients, and we need that to keep the cash flow coming in, to keep the flow coming in, to be able to pay the bills, the mortgage, to treat ourselves, to get your hair done, your nails done, to buy flowers, you know, to do whatever the thing is you need. Maybe you want to upgrade some of your computer equipment, and maybe you want a better phone. Maybe, as I decided, I think it was just into last year, I actually, even though I'm always telling people mouth, arm and phone, you don't need any equipment, I actually wanted a ring light, because there were times where I wanted to have a clearer vision for the people that I was working with. And that includes corporates as well as, you know, everyday people like you and I. But here's the thing. I can say that I'm at a place where my diary is starting to bulge with private clients. You know, for any of you that have booked to working with me, you likely would have heard the words recently that, you know, for the first few, they'll be on kind of different times, and then we'll get your regular time slot in as people finish work and new people come in. And I share that with you because if that's what you want and need, own it. Allow yourself to think, this is what I want and need, and then act on it. This is where, you know, manifestation gets talked about and skewed. And, you know, you'll know the lovely Karen Bashford in here, who is like the manifesting lady. And I'm sure that she could fill you in on a ton of things where people do misconstrue this. But when you want something, you want something. You put it out there, but you don't put it out there and sit back and look around and hope that it will land. When you get in touch with what you need, you can make it like literally come to pass. And when you do this really often, it will feel like an everyday occurrence. I talk a lot about everyday magic or living a magical life, but I'm not doing that from a place of, you know, airy-fairy. Literally, this practice of going through, looking at my needs, my wants, my desires, and going in, you know, even when it feels scary, even when I think, who am I to do this? Even when I think, what will people think? Even when, you know, well-meaning friends or family might say, oh, shouldn't you be grateful with this because some people don't have something else? It's not their dream. They're not gonna understand it. So if anything like that resonates with you, by all means, you know, let me know in the comments below. Anything you post, of course, in this group only gets seen by people in this group, or kind of give me a thumbs up or a love heart. So here's what I want to encourage you as a moment of uplift. Whether you need more clients, whether you want more income, you know, personally, in your career, in your business, whether there's something that you truly and deeply desire, like in your heart's desire, and that desire could be a nice pair of shoes, you know, it could be to build a philanthropic something or other in the world. It could be to feed the poor. It could be to treat people through your healing practice and be able to treat people who wouldn't be able to afford it. I know there's a couple of you in here that do some like amazing health things as well. Whatever your need, wants or desires are, there's always a point where you're in the need, the want or the desire, and you might be forgiven for thinking, oh my gosh, this is never going to happen. Oh, this is so far away. How will I do this? What do I need to do next? I'm so overwhelmed. I need a break. I'm tired. And I'm here to tell you that that's a normal part of the process. It's a bit like climbing a flight of stairs. There'll be a point where you see the stairs, you'll see how elevated those stairs are, and you'll be at the bottom of the stairs hoping to get to the top. It might feel like a mountain, but there'll be steps along the way. So here's what I also want to say to you about the need, the want and the desire. It will come. Get clear on what it is you want, get clear on what it is you need, write it down. It might not take you 5 minutes to do that. It might take you a few weeks as you add to it, as you go back, as you revisit it. You might see other people celebrating stuff that you wish you had. Instead of feeling like, why is it them? Why isn't it me? When is it going to happen? Like, invite yourself to think around the lines of, this hasn't happened yet. And then indulge in their celebrations as if it was yours. It really changes like how you feel about this inside. So when I see people celebrate things that I think, yeah, I'd love to do that, I'm literally like, woohoo, jumping up and down, punching the air. It could be money goals, business goals, life goals, relationship goals, child goals, you know. I get probably more excited for them than they do for themselves. I love it, you know. And I encourage you to keep celebrating that, because you never know when you keep in that, I want this, I'm going to do like kind of whatever it takes, not to your detriment, but I'm going to do whatever it takes to have the thing be the thing, do the thing. It keeps you in a place where you can really start to create a life of like even more than you want. So some of you would have created a business already and think, well, yeah, I always wanted a business and now I'm doing it, or I've always wanted a side hustle with my job and now I'm doing it. And that's all well and good, but keep the focus on what you want to do. Allow yourself to change it, refine it, allow it to be more of what you want in the way that you want. And the thing that I often say to people is, in terms of this magical life, you never know what's around the corner. 1 minute, as I have done, and friends will testify, you could be crying into your soup, thinking this is never going to work, this is never going to take off, when am I going to get this break, when are things going to change? And all it takes is a moment, a text message, a comment on your post, somebody reaches out through social media, a phone call. All of these things I've had, and I want you to know that 5 seconds before they happened, I didn't know they were going to happen. I remember the first time I got a phone call from the BBC. I literally answered my mobile thinking, I'm just going to pause. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and you know how when your phone rings sometimes, you'll answer it, you'll pause, and then you'll hear, have you been involved in an accident? You know, or something, one of these pre-recorded messages. And I literally assumed that that's what was going to happen. Answered the phone, waited a couple of seconds, and then said, good morning, kind of politely, maybe not so politely. And this voice said, hello, can I speak to Jenny Kovacs, please? And I said, speaking. Hello, this is BBC Radio Oxford. Oh, hi, BBC Radio Oxford. And the person said their name. And then they said, I wonder, if you would be willing to comment on a news piece that we've got this morning. We would actually love you to be our expert on BBC Radio Oxford, anything to do with business and stuff like that. And, I'll happily send you an email and you can let us know what you're happy to speak about and what you're not. But would you be able to speak about it? And we've got a news story that's running this morning that's got a lot of interest, and we'd really love your take on it. Now, as this is unfolding, remember that before this happened, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I would love to, comment on news articles one day. I'd love to be maybe on TV and talk about it, give people other ways of thinking about stuff. I'd like to have a new client, I'd like to get a piece of work, or like to get that speaking gig. All before that seemed like it wasn't happening. So, I've just seen a question. I'm going to read your question in a second and respond to that. So before that happened, when a client finishes working with you, and by the way, clients don't belong to you. So there's this kind of energy sometimes where people are like, oh, my client's finished working with me. They're my client. They need to do this. They're not ready for that. Clients, I believe, like our children, they don't belong to you. They're not your property. So don't treat them in that way. Love them, release them, let them go. They'll go on and do the most gorgeous things with the impact that you've made in their life. And they'll go on and do gorgeous things for themselves, for their own clients. They might even go off and do gorgeous things for other people. And they might work with other people, and that's okay. But before that moment where you're like, oh, will I get a new client and everything else? Oh my gosh, if I don't get another client, this. When you can get yourself in a place of, I'm so grateful, even though I don't have the clients that I want yet, I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. I got to work with this person. I got to, help them along the path with this. We got to share these moments. When you get yourself into that place of feeling really grateful, it's like the door opens for new things to come. you know, the email that somebody sends you, you know, I've been looking at your stuff on social media and I really want to know if you can help with ABC. It could be the message that they post under a comment, and sometimes the people that work with you might not be very interactive on your posts as well. So again, don't worry about that. But what I'm saying is, you know, today you've still got hours, minutes, you know, left in this day. You don't know what's about to happen to your day. So keep in that space, know what you need, know what you want, know what you desire. And hopefully this will be an uplift. How do I find out what is round the corner? Well, you don't. You don't. What you do is you look at your needs, you look at your wants, you look at your desires, you look at what they are and feel happy to dig deeper into them and change them. And as you dig deeper into them and change them, it's like you get even more clarity. For me, I've experienced this, and I know that my clients have experienced the same. It's not once and done. It's not, you know, a period of time you sit there and you write what you want and that's it. It normally evolves, it grows, it deepens. So you focus on those things. What is it you want? What is it you need? What is it you desire? And then you take regular, consistent action on those things. And that impacts on what's around the corner. You never know. You might think, oh, I really want a new client. And, you know, so for example, I opened up 4 slots for VIP days this month. And I've got 1 more slot left. And then somebody said, I really want to do like a half day. I don't need a full day. And that's fine, but I've got 1 slot left. I could have gone into this month, and we're only on the 8th now, aren't we? 7th now. Look at the date. And we're only on the 7th. I could have gone into this saying, what's around the corner is going to be filling those VIP days. When actually, whilst those VIP days are being booked, what's around the corner has come from consistent action, knowing what I want and what I need. And what I desire to do is have people to be able to speak up anytime, any place, anywhere, learn how to be more visible and be more visible in the process. Not, you know, like a university degree, learn it all, then go out and do it at the end. That's what my desire is. And the clearer that I get on that, the more I can articulate it and the more those people hear it, and it helps with what's around the corner. But as the saying goes, there's nothing guaranteed other than death and taxes, you know. And you can focus on death and taxes. I recommend you pay your taxes, by the way. You can focus on that, or you can focus on your needs, your wants and your desires and how you're going to create them. And for those of you that say, but I don't have a lot of time, do a little bit every day. You know, I found myself in a bit of a backlog of some bits and pieces. So every day for a few minutes, I do a little piece on it. And then before you know it, it's done, you know. I've scheduled that time. I could start my day earlier and finish it later, but then I'll be worn out and I won't be able to serve in the way that I want to serve and show up. So I hope that this has been a moment of inspiration. If you have stories, your own stories in here of how maybe there's something that you've wanted, you've needed, you didn't think it was going to come along or come about, and it did, and you feel like that story could inspire someone, please feel free to share it as a video, as a live, or as a written post in here. You never know who might need that encouragement, and you never know who you inspire. And I mean that, you know, we're a tribe in here for a reason. We help each other, we inspire each other, we motivate each other, we lift each other up when we need to, we pat people on the back if they need to, we even hold their hair back if we need to as well. And this is what this environment's for. And as I say, in this group, anything you share here won't be seen by anyone who's not in the group. So friends, family, well-meaning or otherwise, won't see them. So how can you uplift someone today? If you do, maybe put the hashtag uplift. I'm going off now to get ready for this training and a few bits and pieces. But I really want to encourage you that uplifting yourself will uplift somebody else's day. And really dig deep into what your needs are, what your wants are, what your desires are, and put something in place, even if it's a day by day. You don't have to have a 5-year plan. Day by day, that will get you closer to that goal. Have the thing, do the thing, be the thing. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your question there. I hope that answered your question. And I would love to know What was the most kind of powerful thought that this evoked in you today? Do share it. It could be your thought, it could be someone else's thought too. Thanks for commenting and thanks for watching. Bye for now.